Question 1. The quadratic equation x squared take away 6x plus 14 is equal to 0 has roots alpha and beta. For part A, we need to write down the values of alpha plus beta and the value of alpha beta. So what we need to remember is that alpha plus beta is going to be given by negative b over a. And from here we can see that negative b, and we'll write down the values of a, b and c over here. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 6, and c is equal to 14. Okay, so negative b over a is going to be negative 6 over 1, which is going to be 6 over 1, which is 6. And we also know that alpha beta is going to be equal to c over a, and c is 14 and a is 1, so 14 over 1 is 14. So alpha plus beta is equal to 6 and alpha beta is equal to 14. Okay, for part B, we need to find a quadratic equation with integer coefficients which has roots alpha over beta and beta over alpha. So first of all, I can work out what the sum of the roots of these are going to be. So if I've got alpha over beta plus beta over alpha, that's going to be equal to, and I'm going to write this as a single fraction, so my common denominator is going to be alpha beta, and I'm going to have alpha squared plus beta squared as my numerator. Okay, and if I write this in the form of alpha beta and alpha plus beta, this should be, well, my numerator is going to be alpha plus beta squared, take away 2 alpha beta, and my denominator is just going to be alpha beta. So I know that from my original equation, alpha plus beta is going to be 6. So I could say this is going to be equal to 6 squared, take away 2 alpha beta, which is 2 lots of 14, which is 28, divided by alpha beta, which is 14. So that's going to be 36, take away 28, which is 8, and 8 over 14, which is equal to 4/7. Right, okay, so that's going to be my sum of my roots. The product of my roots is going to be, if I multiply these together, so that's going to be alpha over beta times beta over alpha, and that's going to be alpha beta over beta alpha, which is just going to be equal to 1. Okay, so I now know that the sum of my roots is going to be 4/7, and the product of my roots is going to be 1. So I'm just going to come over here now. Okay, so the sum of my roots, which is negative b over a, so in my new equation, negative b over a is going to be equal to 4/7. Negative b over a is going to be equal to 4/7, and my c over a is going to be equal to 1. So, because I'm going to have this in the form of a x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, I can choose a to be 7, and that would mean b would be negative 4. So I'm going to have 7x squared take away 4x plus, and I want c over a to be 1, so that means because a is 7, c would have to be 7 as well. So that's going to be plus 7 is equal to 0. So this quadratic equation here, and I've got integer coefficients, will have roots of alpha over beta and beta over alpha. Okay, I hope that was useful. Thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you next time.